This movie is really, really good. I really enjoy this movie. I've seen it probably 3 or 4 times. I didn't remember a god thing about it, though. It's really, really weird. There's a lot of really well done things in this movie, but they're not super, super memorable for some reason or another. I'm not sure why.
He doesn't mind you earning a little money on the side, Dryden.
Ooh, this mother...
Just prefer it if it wasn't selling secrets.
Alright, alright, alright. James Bond is already looking intimidating as f***. And this is Craig's first time doing Bond, too, so he's got to really leave an impression if he wants to, you know, keep it up. Or at least that was probably his mentality at the time, you know. Oh, this is cool. How it takes, it takes 2 kills to be a 00 status. He's like, yeah, it takes 2. And it shows the first one, and he's the second one. Brilliant. I really like that, actually. Okay, this guy's a little bitch, because he doesn't know. Yep, see? Yeah. Dumbass. When you pick that up, you should know when it's loaded. This guy has to know he's done at this point. Oh, this is so f***ing metal. Holy shit. This is really good, how they don't make the first scene a fight scene, but it's an interrogation scene, and this is like a flashback to a fight scene. That's a really interesting... I kind of like the way they did that. Oh, look, it's the ending to the movie Glass. Oh, look at his face looks real f***ing weird right there. Oh, bam. Oh, there you go. There's the opening credits that we needed, and the blood's rolling down. Oh, yeah. That was a really good intro. If this is Daniel Craig's first outing as Bond, that's a pretty good opening scene. I really enjoyed that. I'm not a big fan of this title sequence, though. It's good, but it's not my favorite. Oddly enough, a lot of people don't really like Quantum of Solace. I really, really like the opening credit sequence in that movie, for some reason. Okay, that does look kind of cool, and I like the theme, you know, the deck of cards theme that they got going on. And the song is alright. I dig the song. Man, Chris Cornell was gone too soon, man. He was a real talented guy. Because this isn't the best song that Chris Cornell's ever been a part of, but it doesn't matter. It's a f***ing honor to be asked to do a song for a Bond film. And if there's anybody from, you know, that era that's worth being in one of these, Chris Cornell is definitely in that category, for sure. This is really cool. I wonder how they made this, or how they filmed that. I wonder if they did, like, motion capture, or if they just animated everything. And you know the funny thing about this is that you could probably do this with AI. Actually, you know what, to be honest with you, this looks like a screw-up. This looks like an artificial intelligence screw-up, is what that is. If you put a bunch of things into like a random AI, whatever, and it spits out a thing, it'll probably look like this. There'll be certain things that are out of place and certain things that are obfuscated. Like this, it's kind of funny that this lines up with 2026 AI levels. Okay, also, fun fact, if they were ever to make an actual Gambit movie and they actually gave him the attention that he deserved as one of the most badass X-Men to ever, this is kind of the title sequence I would kind of use. Because Gambit is a poker player, he's got a staff, so there's like a bunch of fighting choreography going on in here. This would be a great intro for a Gambit movie, not gonna lie. Oh, that looks cool. I like that color scheme on that one. And that one looks cool too. You know what? I take it back. This sequence is actually pretty decent. It's still not my favorite, but this is still it's got some merit. It's got some shit going on that I like. All right. Okay, these opening credit scenes are really cool, but unfortunately, the credit scenes in movies, it's kind of a passé thing, and it's not in movies as much as they used to be. So I wonder if they'll keep this whenever they come around, you know, whenever they come up with the next Bond actor that they find. By the way, please be Henry Cavill. Oh, look at this cool motherfucker right here. When I was rewatching this movie, I did not remember any of this. I didn't remember this guy like doing his little like arms deal in the beginning of it. I don't remember any of this. I think the only thing I really, really remembered going into this movie is Mads Mikkelsen and his like bloody eyeball or whatever silly shenanigans that is. There's a little bit too much fat on this scene, but it's still a really good like illustration of how like, oh, Le Chiffre is the bad guy and this is like what he does. This is like the type of dealings that he has to go through on a day-to-day basis. It's pretty good exposition, but they could have like shortened it up a little bit. Also, his face is fucking shiny.
I believe in a reasonable rate of return.
That's a good answer. That is a menacing look on a Bond villain. I mean, it's pretty simple, though. He's just got a cut over his eye, and he's got like a thing with his eye where he bleeds or whatever. It's very simple, but it's pretty effective. Like, that's the only really, really memorable thing about the movie, unfortunately, though. So, I don't know.
Just do it.
Yes, but I'm going to fart on the pilot's dinner, and he's going to get sick, and the plane will crash. This all does look good, though. I like the color scheme of everything. Got a pretty good contrast, saturation, whatever. I like the look of the movie. Also, this is cool. Getting ferrets and snakes to fight each other. Is that a thing? Did they do that? Do they specifically... get snakes and like little marmots to just fight each other. Okay, this guy is a bitch. That's you can tell just by looking at him before. Oh, there's Bond again, finally in color. By the way, this scene coming up is extremely badass. And I love how this guy, the guy with all the burns on his face, I think he like either invented parkour or like popularized parkour or called it free running or something. He was like a big like proponent of the movement, and I'm really glad that they like got him in the movie. I think that's really cool. I love this, how he's like dealing with a f***ing amateur who doesn't know how to keep his hand off of his earpiece like a little dumbass. That's interesting how Bond is still like starting out, but he's more experienced than this insufficient little dickhead. Yeah, look at this guy. He's like falling in the middle of the snake ferret fight, the snarret fight, if you will. Okay, I love how Bond just now is starting to run. He didn't see the writing on the wall and like get a head start on where the direction he was going. And this guy is it's really interesting to watch the two of them interact. I mean interact with like their surroundings, because the dude who's running away, he's like being more creative with what his body can do and what his body can jump over and go around, whereas Bond is being more creative with his surroundings. Like he looks at levers and like pulleys and stuff to get him to where he needs to go. They're both smart, but they're both smart in different ways, and it amounts to like the whole thing at the end of the sequence. See, this is cool. See, Bond is he's literally just taking a bulldozer and just saying "F this guy." That's brilliant. Oh, that's a cool shot. That's a great shot. I wonder how long it took to set that up, like at the filmmaking process of that, but oh, this is great. And the cool thing about all this is like that guy actually did all of that free running. I don't know about Daniel Craig running up this thing, but that's a cool shot. Again, it was probably a stunt guy, but so what? This is a really cool sequence. I like this a lot. Oh, that's badass. Man, I wonder how they filmed this. Was there green screen in the background, or did they actually do these things? Like, I'm so curious to see a behind-the-scenes featurette on this. Because that guy, the guy who's running away, he actually was, like, climbing up some of this stuff. Well, for the scene, he was, like, actually doing some of the climbing. Because he can actually do some of the ridiculous shit that's in this movie. It's kind of impressive. Like, yeah, see, right there. He's, like, Daniel Craig's, James Bond is like, oh, I'm using contraptions to get where I need to go, whereas the other guy is much more crafty as to how he can, like, use his physicality to, to escape the situation. Okay, that's a really cool shot, but, nowadays, okay, this is back in 2006. Nowadays, they would just get a drone to do that. I wonder how different this scene would look if they had a bunch of drone cameras, like, hanging up, like, at the same height as, like, they were when they were filming some of these scenes. He just that was great. I remember that was great. That was a Saving Private Ryan moment where he just throws the empty pistol at him and then he just throws it right back and hits him in the face. That was great. And this is really cool how they're doing like a very climactic like fight scene, but it's at the very beginning of the movie. Like this feels like it could be a third act thing or like something that happens towards the end of the movie. The pace of this movie is also good too. I forgot to mention that. That's great. That is so cool. And this is and it's still going. That's so cool, man. I'm going to guess and say this dude probably filmed that because he's just that talented, I think. But I don't know exactly. I'd be curious to know what percentage of this was like actually real and there was no CGI. Like that was probably a fake shot. I'm going to guess. Because Daniel Craig's a good actor, but he's also, a bit of a cheapskate and he probably doesn't do his own stunts. I'm just going to guess and say. Oh, that looked like it hurt a little bit. James Bond officially goes like a freaking horse now. Oh, that was, wow. All right, he just looked like Sabretooth from X-Men right there. Oh, this is freaking cool. Just bloop, bloop. Okay, now I'm down one floor. And then he just falls through like a little manhole cover, basically. Not literally, but like the same thing, basically. That's wild. And then just Bond just breaks through it. Again, Bond is using his surroundings because he can see that wall is some shitty drywall that he can just bust through. He doesn't have to jump through a, basement window like situation that he went through. Okay, there he goes again. He's using contraptions to get where he's... Again, they keep this going. It's a very consistent scene, this is really good. Okay, again, there he goes again. Bond is just hitching a ride places while Homeboy is just running his ass off, basically. Or free running his ass off, I should say. Okay, this is crazy. I love how Bond just, walks into an embassy or a consulate or whatever this is and just starts whooping everybody's ass. Okay, alright, never mind. I was gonna say, it's f***ed up that Bond is just shooting at, foreign soldiers and acting like there's no repercussions, but he was just shooting at the gas. He was just distracting. It's not as lethal. And bloop. He just does not give a shit about this guy's safety or smacking him on the back of the head once in a while. Okay, this scene is pretty gangster. Like, what's about to happen? And boom and boom. Just like that. And ever so conveniently, the gate happens to open up, even though the explosion happened way far away from the gate, but it gave Bond enough room to escape. How convenient. But that's alright. That's just how movies are. Movies are supposed to be convenient for the main character, to some extent. Oh, who dat? I didn't catch it the first time I watched it, but I saw it. Every time there's like a hot female in the room, Le Chiffre is like a little hornball. He's a little, you know, he's got a little horny sensibilities, because anytime there's a hot chick, you see him look at them throughout the movie. And it's not just his girlfriend. When Vesper comes in, same thing happens. He likes to hide it, but he's a little hornball. We know. Come on now. And this is good. So I don't know how necessary this exposition is, but it makes sense that you would see him being a badass when it comes to poker. And I love how Le Chiffre has like all these nondescript henchmen, like the bald guy. I don't even know if he has any lines in the movie even. Okay, establishing shot of England, and it's always the big f***ing clock for some reason. It's either the big clock or it's that big ass Ferris wheel.
Bunch of self-righteous arse-covering prigs.
Judi Dench's character is great. She's such an asshole, and she's just like a smug, cold bitch. It's kind of wonderful. Okay, this technology does not hold up already. This technology is very, very clearly 20 years old. It doesn't look analog, but it just looks dated.
How the hell did you find out where I lived? Utter one more syllable and I'll have you killed.
That's great. You don't actually know M's real name, and she's threatening to she's straight up threatening a firing squad on him if he says it. That's great.
I have to know I can trust you.
I have to know that you can be a robot and have thoughts that are not emotional. I love that Judi Dench has been in these movies for like something like 30 years or some crazy shit like that. I don't understand. Okay, Daniel Craig is a very well put together individual. I don't see why his face is attractive though. I don't understand what women see in that, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a guy and I'm not into that, so maybe, I don't know. He's not a bad Bond, I'm not saying that, but it is definitely a very different Bond than from the past that we've seen. This is much more of like an action, like deep, gritty Bond or whatever. Whereas in the past, it was a little bit more schlocky and a little bit more like suave, debonair, that type of thing. If you're going to reinvent a centuries-long franchise, like this is really not a bad way to go about it. I don't know if I've said it before, but this movie is quite good, even though it's just, for some reason, just not that memorable. Oh, of course, there's two random tennis chicks walk by and they're just staring at James Bond because the script told them to. Oh, this is good.
Certainly, sir.
and that guy's just a yuppie, and James Bond is like, oh, all right, okay. It would have been a lot cooler if he just stole it and then went off to do a mission. But oh, I'm dumb. I totally forgot about that. Again, this movie's not memorable, but you know why this scene's not memorable? It's because he used a fucking Land Rover, and nobody gives a shit about Land Rovers. See, the old James Bonds, they were all like suave, you know, whatever, suit wearing. This guy, this is like country club Bond. That is the difference between Daniel Craig and all the other ones. Yeah, see, he just looks like a tennis pro. I can't get over it. He's a very atypical James Bond, but when you've had a franchise that's going this long, you kind of need to mix it up a little bit. I get it, but it's just, you know, it's kind of funny it's funny to crack about. That's what I'm doing this for, you know? Also, I don't know, did they ever have an English Bond before Daniel Craig? Because Sean Connery is Scottish, Pierce Brosnan is Irish, George Lazenby is Australian. I don't remember what was Roger Moore Welsh or something? I don't know. Bond is not usually British for some weird reason. I don't know why.
Checking in?
Yes.
I love how she just looked at his junk right before she's like, checking in? Because, of course, the script demands that every woman automatically has to be attracted to Bond. It's not a Bond movie if they don't have it that way.
Mr. Demetrius.
Again, she just looked at his junk. Ironic.
There's a house just up the beach.
Okay, why is she just giving away some random, like, person's information that just is staying at the hotel? Like, why would she... Can people do that? Like... I know it's just a movie, but, like, I'm gonna poke holes into all the logic I possibly can. Because that's what we do. That's what movie fans do. Come on now. Also, nobody has a clue who this lady is. She is super hot, and she's, like, the most unknown Bond girl ever. Oh, look, they're subverting expectations by, instead of a female coming out of the water, oh, it's Bond this time. Okay, all right. Again, it's a long-running franchise. They gotta mix it up a little bit. I understand. Yeah, look at that. Who is that? Like, hold on. Because she, I would almost argue, is almost as hot, if not hotter than Ava Green in this movie. And Ava Green's pretty good looking. James Bond is so good at his job. He just knows everything about M, even though she doesn't want anybody to know jack shit about her personal life. That's hilarious to me. how Bond is just like an ever-growing like tick in her ass cheek, basically. Okay, I like the color palette for this movie, but I think it works better in the dark. It doesn't look as good in the daytime. This movie still looks pretty good. Like, it's a very well shot film, but I like the way the movie looks a lot more when it's nighttime and there's like lights around. What the hell's that guy's problem? Oh, that was the guy he gave the keys to at the beginning. Oh, look at her. Yeah, see, she is super fine. What? Oh, and her name is Katerina Marino. Ava Green is very hot, but this chick is like on par, if not better. Wow, her husband is a bitch. It almost makes you not feel bad for him. Because the fact that Daniel Craig's character is just such a baller that he takes all the money from him during a poker game and then he goes and bangs his wife, like that's like championship move right there. It's terrible and it's horrible because you don't want to break up a marriage, but at the same time, husband's being kind of a D-bag, so why not? I don't know. Okay, this guy, again, f***ing idiot. He's just throwing his car keys in. Okay, shouldn't this be a dead giveaway that he's gonna win if he's like that confident about it? Shouldn't the husband be a little bit wary of this situation? Bitch.
Trip aces.
That hurts.
Oh, and the valet ticket.
Oh, well, that hurts. That stings a little bit. Also, how does a smoking hot chick end up with this guy for a husband? Like, what is that all about? I mean, I'm sure he's got money, because how else would he achieve that? But like, why? And also, that husband's a loser. He's leaving that smoking hot wife of his just at the bar, and he doesn't like let her know that he lost his car or anything like that. Like, that guy sucks. Again, I don't feel bad that Bond is sleeping with his wife. And also, again, look at her.
Perhaps you just had a practice.
Ooh. Oh, okay. Okay, this gag coming up is extremely silly, but it's kind of funny.
One drink.
Okay, that is it's such a red flag, but whatever. It's a movie. It's James Bond. He's gonna slay that poon every day of the week. Like, we know. Okay, again, this gag is extremely silly, but whatever, I guess.
Good evening, sir, and welcome back.
Yeah, he's just at the hotel, and she's... So he got in the car, got her in the car, drove around the median, or whatever that is, just for the sake of the joke. He literally started the car, drove it around in a circle, and stopped just for the gag. That's hilarious to me. So Bond goes out of his way to crack a joke to females. That's how thirsty he is. That's great.
I do care about my reputation.
Your reputation as a bitch-ass husband? Okay, I love how she's talking about her husband while James Bond is, like, kissing on her neck. That's really hilarious to me.
What makes your husband a bad man?
Okay, now why is he talking about her? Oh, okay. I'm asking questions that are really, really stupid. They make sense logically, but for the script, they don't make sense. Like, why is he talking about her husband while she's on top of him? But then I'm like, oh yeah, that's his mission.
Not enough to stop.
Of course not, because why would she stop in a moment like this, in a James Bond film? Why would she?
Can I ask you a personal question?
No. Okay, on top of being smoking hot, she's like, okay, I understand. She doesn't ask any questions. Her husband's off to Miami, and she's just like, oh, okay. Could you ask for anything more? Smoking hot just doesn't ask any questions. Wonderful. Or at the very least, she doesn't ask questions about business, which is fair. Oh, this is good when he orders the champagne.
No, for one.
That was a great little twist. He's like, oh, I'm going to order all this champagne and caviar, but it's only going to be for her. I'm just leaving. That is kind of a baller move, how he was just like making out with the dude's wife, and as soon as he got the information he needed, he's just like, nope, I'm out. In the industry, we call that a reverse honeypot. Or maybe it's not a regular honeypot, but just a dude did it? I don't know. I don't think it matters. And I love how they just cut and he's like already in Miami in 2 seconds. I mean, I know they're in the Bahamas, so it's one quick flight away, but still. Time cuts are effective, and I think people should use them more often. This next scene is actually kind of cool, and it's actually a little bit tense the way that they like organize it and stuff like that, but I don't remember, and again, I didn't remember any of this. And like the little standoff that the two of them have later in this goofy museum where it shows skeletons and muscle fiber. I don't know what this museum is, but like, at the very least, it's eye-catching, I guess. I don't know why they chose to have this as the museum setting, but oh well. Oh, there we go. Now it's a tense scene. Also, would he get the drop on James Bond that quickly? Or did James Bond let him get the drop on him so that this scene could happen? That's my question. Oh, let me just tilt this knife a little closer to you as a metaphorically speaking. He just fakes him out by going, huh, and then he just stabs him. That's crazy. Okay, and he stabs him and the dude doesn't make a sound and he's just instantly dead though. That's the only thing about, that spot that's unrealistic. But it's okay. It's a movie. It's a James Bond movie. It was tense. He got the better of the husband, who's a little bitch anyway. Whatever. We're moving on. Oh, that's a cool shot. This guy, whoever this guy is, they showed him in the front, and then the background, he pulled up in the back. That was a really good shot. I like that. Is that Richard Branson on the right? I love how James Bond straight up went through airport security just to find this guy.
Can I put you on hold? I thought you might.
Can I put you on hold? When he's trying to call in a threat to an airport. Wow. I feel like that's a very common, like, distraction tool that is used in James Bond films, is like getting the fire alarms to go off and all the, like, fire hose things to go off. Or maybe that was just an excuse to get Daniel Craig wet. I don't know. Maybe one of the producers was just like, we need Daniel Craig to be wet outside of just the beach scene. Although I will say this, Daniel Craig does do, like, quite a bit of running in this movie, so he actually did have to get some cardio up for when he made this one. As much as I don't think he probably doesn't do his own stunts, he definitely did a lot of running, because you could see his face while he was, you know, they had to get those camera shots, so I gotta give him a little bit of credit. That is a big-ass airplane. I wonder if that is one of those, like, 2, 3-story... Oh, it looks like it. Yep. That is one of those 2-story airplanes with, like, an upstairs and... Okay. I know at movies that's, like, a very common thing to just, like, oh, he goes up to his neck and just twisty and he's already dead. Your neck muscles are literally so f***ing strong. 9 times out of 10, that's not just gonna randomly happen, especially when you're hunched over and you're, like, flexing your neck muscles. And then you feel a hand, like, all of a sudden on your face. You're like, you're gonna like clench up a little bit. Not that it matters for the sake of the film, but just when they do that in movies, it's actually way harder to do that than you might think. As much as I love Man of Steel, that's the only time where I think it was possible. Oh, this is cool right here. This is a little liar liar moment. I don't know why this movie wasn't that memorable, because this is like a whole, like, little sequence. This is a fun sequence, and I just did not remember jack shit when I watched it a second time. Like, I didn't remember any of this. Because the main thing that you remember, or at least that I remembered, was the, you know, the big poker scene, because that's the main, I guess, attraction of the film, because it's called Casino Royale, you know? But, like, all this, I did not remember any of this shit. Oh, gee, there's a truck f***ing 200 yards away. How am I going to have time to get on top? Oh, that's great. See, that was great. That was incredible. That was a wonderful shot. That was great use of bird's eye view shot. There's legitimately several amazing things in this movie that I just completely memory hold for some reason. No idea why. Okay, again, James Bond does so much f***ing running in this movie. I wonder if Tom Cruise saw this and it's just like, I need to get that done. Every time I do a Mission Impossible movie, they need to have me running for at least 12 minutes. Okay, that's convenient. How this gasoline truck blasts through a bus. The bus explodes, but the gasoline truck doesn't explode. That's fun. Okay, I love how they're just firing at this gas truck, and they're not concerned at all. These police officers are super irresponsible. Or airport police, whatever. Oh, this is cool right here. Yeah, the thing goes flying. Yeah, that's cool. I remember that. That part was cool. I dug that. That pilot probably just hopped on the radio, just like, ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing some secret agent type of bullshit in front of us. We are going to have to go up and circle around before we land again. I guarantee you there's some, like, Delta pilots that would take full advantage of that and say the most ridiculous shit. Oh, that's great. He goes to jump out of the thing, and Bond's just like, nerp. Oh, yep, there's your belt. Okay, see, this is crazy. Why wouldn't they roll out the things that, like, pop the tires? They should have done that, like, a mile's worth of road ago before all this shit was gonna happen. Here's the swerve. We're gonna put you in jail for driving that petrol truck there, see? Oh, I remember what happens here. Okay, I remember. Okay, so Daniel Craig did get the little beepy bomb thingy. Okay, all right. This is about to be... Oh, this is great. Oh, shit. What's gonna happen? He hears the beeping, and it's close by. Oh, your ass is about to explode! And he just looks at him, and he's just smirking. That's so psychotic. That's great. Oh, wow, I didn't even realize that. So Bond was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. He was stopping the bomb from going off, and then, yeah, he was screwing up the stock price of whatever. Yeah, let me just park this chopper right on the greens, right on the ninth hole, real quick. Oh, this was sad. She was innocent and she was hot. Those are two things you don't want to die.
Their money and gave them access to it wherever they wanted.
So basically, Le Chiffre is giving people financial access to any country in the world. So Le Chiffre is basically the presupposition to Bitcoin. He's the human equivalent of Bitcoin, basically. Because I don't know if you guys know that. You can trade Bitcoin, but it's not country dependent. Like, you can do it 24/7. Okay, do they need to show us all of these little, like, intricacies? Like, why didn't they just inject the chip and just say, okay, it's in your body, we can scan you, blah, blah, blah. They didn't have to do this extra minute 30 seconds of like scanning and showing the thing. They could have just done a little expositional dialogue between Bond and M about, oh, so we can track you now, Bond, and then that could have been it. Little waste of time, but we needed the gazebo shot.
Do you want a clean kill or do you want to send a message?
That's a great question.
We'll give him sanctuary in return for everything he knows.
That is really an interesting plot point. So they're taking this like international like evil banker dude who like helps out arms dealers and stuff like that. They want to hold him basically hostage in their home country because he owes money around the world. So he needs like governmental protection at that point. It's a really interesting plot. Where's Montenegro? Is that in France? Hold on. I'm dumb. I need to look these things up. Sorry, guys. Oh, Vespa. The Vespa. Oof. Ava Green, baby. Oh, it's a country. Oh, I'm really dumb. Southeast Europe on the Balkan. Oh, wow. Apologies to the people of Montenegro. My geography is not as good as I thought.
May I ask you where it is?
May I ask you if you want to let me blow your back out later?
Maybe you seem to play with the best hand wind.
This is interesting. I kind of understand why they picked the first book to cover, because poker was really starting to come up around that time. I think that's when Dan Bilzerian and all those other people got like big, and I think that was like post like Rounders and stuff like that. I feel like they were trying to capitalize on that a little bit, which is not a negative. It's just, you know, it's just a comment on what the studio decided to go with, or possibly the producers. You know what I mean? Oh, this is good. How they both like Sherlock Holmes each other. They can both read each other.
If you suit, you went to Oxford or wherever.
Oxford or wherever, because it doesn't matter.
Off you perfectly formed nose.
Oh. Did she think that was an insult? I thought that was a pretty good little tit for tat. They kept each other, you know, they kept on each other's toes. There was no outright winner in that, I didn't think. Wow, that is a wonderful cityscape. Man, Ava Green even looks hot from the side. Jesus.
And you're Miss Stephanie Broadchester, yeah?
Stephanie Broadchest. That's funny. Okay, that is a really interesting little parking situation right there, and I have never seen that. It looks cool, but I do not know how practical it is.
That tells me something about him.
This is a very good point. That is a big point when it comes to poker games. Like, you have to know something about the person going into the game to have like an edge on the game. That's actually not uncommon. Just ask Tobey Maguire or Ben Affleck or any of these other people that were allegedly characters in the movie Molly's Game, if you've ever seen that. You have to find out somebody's tells and tendencies and all that other stuff, but if you can tell stuff about their personality beforehand, I feel like that either helps, but sometimes it might psych you out. I don't know. I'm not a poker guy, so I don't know what, all the technicalities behind it, but I have a very, you know, pedestrian understanding of it. Wow, that looks... Okay, again, I feel really bad that I didn't know Montenegro was its own country, because there is some really, really wonderful scenery, assuming that they filmed it actually in Montenegro, which I'm going to guess and say they did. Because if this James Bond is supposed to be like up-to-date, edgy, gritty, realistic, in-your-face, then I would imagine that they would try to be on location.
The chief arrived yesterday.
This guy, I don't know who this guy is, but he's a pretty good actor. He's got like a real like smooth sensibility to him. He's just like, I know exactly what I'm going to say, and I'm going to tell you about the police force because it is a matter of great importance. Like he's got a very specific vibe, and I kind of dig it. If I ended up, I don't know about looking like that guy, but if I ended up sounding like that guy and have the swagger of that guy, I'd be happy with myself.
What a good movie to Photoshop these days, isn't it?
Photoshop. This movie makes a Photoshop reference. Wow. And how far have we come from just Photoshop? There are free versions of that all over the internet now. Really interesting. This movie's kind of an interesting little time capsule. Just based on that line. Okay, again, this plays into the strategy. He's trying to use his female counterpart as a distraction to the other players. Like, there's so much more than just the card game that goes into it. This movie makes me want to play poker now, after I'm just talking about all these like random things about it. Okay, the funny part about her, quote-unquote, not having makeup in this scene is the fact that they put makeup on her to make her look like she doesn't have makeup. That's the ironic part. Movie magic, everybody. Movie magic. That's how it works. Even when somebody looks disheveled, it's on purpose. Okay, see, now he's more of like the debonair, kind of like classy kind of Bond, but beforehand he was just country club Bond. All right, see, now this is where the meat of the movie takes place. The movie had a pretty decent pace beforehand because there was enough action scenes and stuff, but like this is like the main nucleus of the movie. Like this is where all the good shit happens, you know? This is where it gets exciting.
Welcome, Mr. Beach.
Oh, this is cool.
Wouldn't want that, would we?
That's great. How he just doesn't answer his question. Like, is it Beach or Bond? He's like, well, we wouldn't want you to be confused. Let me just go get my dry, not shaken martini. Oh, Jeffrey Wright, the man. Jeffrey Wright is, well, I was about to say he's underrated, but he's in a lot of stuff, and people do like him. So, is he underrated or is he rated? You know, either way, he's a good actor.
$10,000.
Okay, this is a bit of a missed opportunity because there's a bunch of random ass people just sitting around this like casino table or whatever. They could have had a bunch of really cool cameos just kind of like laced in throughout this table. And they did, and they wouldn't even have to have lines. They could just show up and say, check, call, raise, just dumb little lines like that. They could have got some really cool actors to play these parts. Like maybe they could have got like Maggie Gyllenhaal to play like the lady on the left with the glasses or something. Or they could have got like Samuel L. Jackson to play one dude. Or like Hiroyuki Sanada to play that guy. The guy who plays in Shogun. That would have been cool. But nope, we just got the Mads and his scratchy little eyeball. That is a pretty well done like prosthetic like makeup job though. Like it does look like a real scar, and his eye, whatever they used for like the contact lens for his eye, does look, looks pretty good. Or at least it looks cinematically good. Like it fits the film. Oh, we got Dave Blunt's over here. Oh, damn. Wow. Wow, I knew she looked good, but I forgot she looked that good. Damn.
Forgive me.
Oh, too bad. Oh. Oh, the sheep is... Oh, he's distracted. Oh, shit. Well, yeah, she got a little bit of a pancake ass, but so what? The rest, everything else is borderline perfect. That's okay. Doesn't matter.
I don't have to tell you how beautiful you look.
No, you do not. So it helps to know whether or not your opponents are just a bunch of thirsty little bitches, basically, is what he just said.
So will I.
Dave Blunt's.
Anyone want to play poker now?
Wow. The sheep is being a whiny little bitch. I love how Mads Mikkelsen is just... The second James Bond enters the room, he's just immediately, like, perturbed all the time.
We've now been playing for 4 hours.
Also, not uncommon. Some people will play poker for, like, several hours at a time, depending on the parameters or the stakes that they're playing in. Okay, that is a rookie mistake, to just leave your inhaler around and then Bond is just going to do whatever to it. Okay, did nobody else see that he was doing that? That was like slightly, under the, that was slightly low key, but it wasn't that secret. Oh, this next scene is really, really cool. And again, I completely forgot about it when I rewatched it. Okay, see, that looks hot, but in a second. Oh, shit. Oh, now it's real.
Where is my money?
Oh, look, it's the guy from the African tribe in the beginning. Oh, shit. What's he gonna do now? That's really interesting angle, how they chose to, like, put the villain in a really, like, sticky situation instead of just James Bond. That's really cool how they did that. And it's unrelated to MI6. Like, it's just somebody else that he pissed off. It's great. Oh, this is messed up, what he does here in a second. Oh, that's wild. Also, I like that he didn't do it. I like that he didn't do it and it was just a test.
Not a word of protest.
Yeah, but there's a reason, though.
Should find a new boyfriend.
Okay. That's cute. He's like, not a word of protest, find a new boyfriend. Well, she didn't say anything when he walked in and kissed her, and then they gripped him up, and he didn't know that they had her hostage, okay? So it's even, all right? That is not fair. The African dictator was not correct in this situation. I know, shocker, right? Also, this is cool. He just kicks him over. Yep, nope, done. Okay, anytime a dude brings a machete to a gunfight and actually pulls it off, that's always fun, right? I think. Or at least in the realm of film it is. This is actually a pretty cool fight sequence, though. It reminds me of the scene from Captain America Civil War, even though it came out way, way later, but it's like kind of a similar, like, sensibilities. Okay, I'm sure his jacket is great, but I don't know if it would defend against a frickin' machete like that. Because machetes are heavy, dude. Okay, this scene is pretty cool, but again, I also find it really interesting that James Bond and the bad guy had to fight this guy. That's interesting. How they give there's an adversary for both the villain and the hero. Okay, I love how Vesper waits like a full minute before she actually jumps in and helps with something. Okay, that is a very light version of what they do in No Country for Old Men, where it showed his feet kicking or whatever, and there was like a couple of stains from his shoes. That's like a very light version compared to No Country for Old Men, which is why No Country for Old Men is a way better movie. That's not the only reason, but you know what I mean. I love how he just randomly, oh, I found Harry Potter's bedroom. I'm going to store these African dictators in there right quick. Okay, there we go. The producers came up with some other reason to get Daniel Craig with his shirt off again. I love how he just has to drink to get through the day. It's almost like that show Archer had something to go on. Which also, side note, until I started watching some of these other Bond movies recently, I did not realize how much that show is like based off of just James Bond. Obviously there's other spy shit in there, but like it's mostly James Bond.
Not to be in trouble until I start weeping blood.
Oh, the fighting words. Okay, that looked a little like, oh shit, what's about to happen? But then you go in here and it's like, oh, it's a vulnerable moment. I actually kind of dug that. Because it makes sense. We just had a whole fight scene with the machete guys or whatever. And then now we're in it's time for an emotional moment. Okay, there's a bit here in a moment where I don't really quite understand. Where he, like, sucks on her fingers or something, and you're like, what? Okay, there's blood on her hands and it's not coming off, so what does he do? He sucks on her fingertips for some reason or another. Okay, how does that cure her, like, anxiety by him, like sucking on her fingertips for a second, getting the blood out from under them or something? I don't know, that's a little odd. Real talk, the music actually is pretty decent right now. It is actually, like, I am kind of feeling the emotional weight of, like, her, like, being in shock. Ooh, that's a good shot with Lashif, Ava Green, and then Jeffrey Wright on the right. That was a good shot. I like that. Dumb little cinematography detail, but I appreciated it.
Seems someone knows something I don't.
Okay, once again, you would not say that at a poker table. You would just keep your mouth shut, probably. They do a pretty good job, like, with the whole stare downs. Anytime that happens between Bond or Lashifra, I think they do a pretty good job of making that feel tense. Like, the music is, like, just chill enough, but it's just tense enough.
Must have thought I was bluffing, Mr. Bond.
No, I thought your eyeball was going to bleed, actually. Okay, I like how she looked super hot before. She still looks super hot, but she's got, like, this kind of 20s, like, flapper kind of look going on, and I really, yeah. Yeah, see, that doesn't look like a 2020s look, or, well, I guess 2000s is when the movie came out, but that looks like something that you would see in, like, the 20s or, like, Depression-era 30s kind of look, you know? Kind of like... That's the song I have in my head when I see her dressed like that.
Chicken or stirred? I don't like I give a damn.
That's a great response. Shaken or stirred? Do I give a shit?
Give a better chance, I'll stake you.
Okay, this is a good, like, exchange, but the way that Jeffrey Wright's looking at his mouth is a little sus, you know what I mean?
Does it look like we need the money?
Okay, that's cute. I love how Mads Mikkelsen kind of has this perpetual little, like, like he's got, like, the outer bits of his lips are always, like, slightly frowny, kind of. Even if it's not with his mouth, he's doing it with his face. It's actually kind of impressive. Mads Mikkelsen is the shit, in case none of you guys knew that. And his girlfriend is also, like, slightly, like, villainesque. Like, her eye is covered, and she's, like, kind of, like, obfuscated, you know? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, this is a good music swell right here. You can hear, like, the high-pitched violin, like, strings going, and you're like, oh, no, oh, something's happening. And he starts, like, shuddering a little bit. That's really good. That was a pretty good setup right there. Okay, this is actually really good use of the camera right here. I don't know what the effect is that they used where it's like turning white like that, but it's really good. It's showing you how like messed up the situation is like with the camera. It's really creative. Yeah, this is wild. He like defibrillates himself like while he's being poisoned or some crazy thing like that. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Vesper to the rescue. Oh, nice little cleavage shot there, because of course, why would you not? It's a Bond movie. Okay, so she's not willing to give him the money, but she is willing to defibrillate him when he gets poisoned. Good to know.
You okay?
Hey!
That's great. He wakes up and the first thing he's like, are you okay? He's like, what the hell are you talking to me about that for? See, if they're gonna do this movie super serious without all the schlocky stuff from the old James Bond movies, it's cool for him to have like a little quip here and there. I wonder how much that dealer made off of this. If there's $100 million at stake, he probably made at least $2 million. They are just staring each other down like they are just gonna shit in each other's cereal.
40,500,000 all in.
Oh no, oh, what now?
Cold.
That was a nice little touch. Every last bit he's putting into this, and that last chip was like the signifier for that. That was a nice little touch.
Full house. It's full of aces.
I love how everybody has a good hand, but the dealer keeps like shifting up which cards are the one who's like belongs to the highest one, like throughout this, and it makes it more tense. It's really good.
A straight flush.
Oh, it's a straight flush. Ooh, that's a slap in the ass right there.
Thank you very much.
See, he just handed him that thing. That guy probably made him like either $1 million or $500,000 just off of like dealing for that whole game. That's wild.
Congratulations.
Okay, she is kind of a D-bag in this situation, though, because she didn't give him the money. She did save his life, though. We gotta give her a little bit of credit. But she still was like, no, I'm not going to. I don't believe in you. And then here he is. He just won all the money. Oh, that's a great shot. How they show, like, all the instruments in the foreground and then him and Vesper in the background. That's a good shot. Some of the cinematography has some really, like, really good touches here and there.
You've done something doesn't mean you have to keep doing it.
And it also doesn't mean you have to stop if you're really good at it. So ha 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 ha, bitch. Okay, James Bond might be a hornball pig, but at least he stands up when a lady leaves the table, so he's got that going for him. This is actually a very well shot scene. The way that, because it looks like it's very dusky around them, but it's not. I think it's supposed to be late at night, but it looks like dusk, though, the way that it's filmed, and the cars look actually really good. Okay, you got a little bit of air right there. Oh, this is great. Oh, this is wild. And that was so unexpected to see her in the road. Like, you thought, yeah, that's crazy. I wonder what the stunt guy had to do for this. And after all that, it actually lands upright properly. Again, great strategy, putting Vesper in the street because they knew that he would swerve off the road to try and miss her. And you know, Le Chiffre is literally just an international criminal. Like, I don't know why he bothered to take the time to win a bunch of money in Montenegro when he could have just... Doesn't he have, like, dictators that he can call in a favor from or something to, like, just steal from, like, a drug cartel or something? I don't know. I feel like he would be more resourceful than that, but that would take away from the plot of the film. So maybe I'm just barking up the wrong tree. Oh, welcome to my 50 Shades of Grey dungeon, see? Okay, okay, on top of the fact that what they do to Bond in a second is, like, really crappy, that chair just looks musty and disgusting. Like, it's just got nothing but mildew all over it. Okay, and once again, what producer made them do this? We have to have Daniel Craig be basically naked at one point in the movie. And they're just like, oh, all right.